Guys, I also wanted to give you guys some information here. Taiwan, 38 Chinese PLA aircraft, 7 planned vessels, 4 CCG vessels operating around Taiwan were detected up until 6 a.m. And then 28 of the aircraft crossed the median line, entered our northern and southwestern ADIAs. World War III information. Russia considers the delivery of F-16s by NATO countries to Ukraine as a nuclear threat. Alright, and then U.S. Army, along with allied forces from Finland, currently prepare to defend the northern space against Russian military escalation as the border with Ukraine ready to declare martial law for possibly invasion of our democracy. You guys know that this war will escalate worldwide, okay? And when this war is going to take powers, take different countries out and strip them of their powers. That's why when the Antichrist comes to save everything, all these countries, there's only going to be 10 kings, and they hand over their kingdom. They get their kingdom for 1 hour. And then all their power and stuff goes to the Antichrist. They're going to be willing to give it up. I know we're not going to be here to see all that, but I know how serious that this is. This war is going to affect our country like it's never affected our country before. And then right here, the CIA says Biden administration knows waves of Red Dawn terror attacks will be carried out in the United States in a day. Yeah, opt by a way and alley route. Been warning on my national TV radio shows for months about waves of Red Dawn terror attacks coming soon to the United States. We already see how our borders have been opened by him and how he has made it pretty much impossible to have any safety here in the United States. Because of him, he's allowed all of these illegal immigrants and spies and everything, and he's bankrupting America. I mean, we've always been in debt, but not like this before. Like, us American people are struggling because we have to pay for these illegals to be here. Inflation has gone up the wazoo, but like I said, this is the Daniel 11. This is exactly who Biden is. He is fulfilling the Daniel 11:20 prophecy. Don't just read Daniel 11:20. I'm talking about the whole chapter of Daniel 11, but that specifically talks about how he raises taxes, and when he gets removed, not in anger or in battle, okay, so he gets removed one way or another for the Antichrist to step in. This is crunch time on what we are in right now. Let's see. And look at this. Putin's dacha has been burned to the ground just hours before as Trump was spoken guilty in the cases. You guys understand with all the prophecies that's coming to life, and with this, they poked the bear. They have ticked him off. This is a sign, clear sign of World War III. Russia is not one that I would want to mess with. They're deadly. They're 55 miles from our coastline, and I know without a shadow of a doubt America will get bombed. Like, it's fact. It's going to happen. I know I showed this before, but I want to show it again. This is a dream that I had. I saw the kingdom. I remember this dream plain as day. I went there. Jesus sat on the throne, came walking to me, gave me a crinkled piece of paper, and said that I am ready. Took it. He had me on his left side and walked down a few steps to the end where people on each side. He showed me a door, and I opened it. It was white, okay, which represented purity. Then all of a sudden it went black, okay, which is judgment. I saw the constellation of the woman, and then I saw nothing for a while, and I was confused. I saw Jesus stick his tongue out and came out as a sword. And we know that when God says his tongue is like a sword, he's going to cut them asunder. Whoosh! He's going to destroy the enemy. All right, and so the judgment comes from that. And it was a sword to his kingdom, and it was a road, and it was golden brown. I saw a missile hit the East Coast, then the middle, then the East Coast, then the West, then South, then nothing. Saw a cross in the middle being knocked down, wrapped in the Pope's clothing. It stood up. I started tearing up, and I saw a coin. And what I realized about this coin represents the Antichrist face that is on this coin. And it was an Indian looking dude. I remember the coin. It was a regular coin, but the Indian guy represents the guy that's coming from overseas. It is their country, their origin, where this Antichrist is going to come from. That's what I'm saying. They bring in this Antichrist up as a Messiah figure, and they have created a coin about him. Anyways, so I started tearing up, saw the coin. It was an Indian-looking dude, had sword. And I remember this. The sword turned into jets, fighter jets. And then it was hitting everywhere, and it had nets that were dropping and capturing groups of people. And I saw the words, Russia and China. And I saw an island, and it was safe. No one was there. I heard, be ready, I'm coming. And then here's another one. All right, so this was December 6th, 2015. This was February 15th of 2016. All right, so this I drew a picture of, and I know that I've showed this before, but I want to make sure everybody understands how serious and the time, okay, of my dream 8 years ago is becoming to come to pass now. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people's like, well, they're just dreams. Yeah, they're dreams for warnings. It doesn't matter if you had the dream and it said that it was going to happen in 3 weeks and it didn't happen. It's the fact that God has sent his watchmen out early to warn. So we don't have blood on our hands. Okay? So there was an archway in the door. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. On the right side, I saw a lion, bull of some sort that was hanging on the wall, had bronze come out of his nose. Okay, and this was representing the Baal. Okay, the idols that they ended up making in America several years ago. And I didn't know that until after I had this dream. This was during Trump's rule, just letting you know. And then the mouth seemed like it looked like it opened, and then when it opened, it fell apart, and I saw fire come from it. The man disappeared from the room. I knew it was Jesus. He was so calm and showed me these things. This room disappeared, and I saw in big silver letters, NATO bombing. And it looked like it was the Grammys. I took the microphone, started speaking into the crowd of beware of the enemy. He comes to devour. I remember saying, the rapture, the rapture. Russia invasion. All right, so my point to this is Russia is going to invade our country. They're going to bomb us along with NATO and China. All of them are going to team up against the United States. America must fall. This is the best way to explain it. There's roots where the Bible talks about how it's actually in the book of Daniel, how there's little trees. There's a big tree that grows exceedingly strong, and from it produces branches. And what happens is these branches get cut off, but it's not going to be enough because he can continue to grow. If they don't uproot him completely out of the ground and knock the complete tree out of the ground, so its roots cannot stand, then the kingdom is still going to stand. Our kingdom is going to fall because we were Babylon. Babylon must fall, and it gets destroyed in 1 hour, and that's how it's going to be destroyed, is by nuclear war. But, as I've showed in previous videos, how when they do this, it's going to split America up. It's not going to totally annihilate and wipe it off the map, but it's going to split it up to the point where no one's going to be able to leave northeast, south, or west, and you guys are stuck. And that is where, they have these areas targeted where they have underground bunkers. These are not This isn't hype. This isn't conspiracy theory. This is fact. Where there's underground bunkers in these areas, and they have FEMA in their military that has spots to where they're able to come in to the aid during this chaos. But America is not going to have a leader. It's not going to have a kingdomship. It's not going to be anymore. It's going to be broke up, and it's going to be, like I said, like in Africa, where they have all these different countries and different leaders leading them. But it's going to be so bad that they have to have one leadership. And this is where the New World Order comes in. They have to have some type of order, because everyone's going to be in a panic and not know what happened. On top of that, we have this this alien invasion that they've been talking about. Okay, and it's going to explain away the rapture. So there's that in Bible prophecy. So right now, I'm going to tell you, if you choose to live your life apart from God, your eternity will also be apart from God. So you can't expect to go to heaven just because, I believe in him, but I don't want to live for him. I don't want to obey his rules. I don't want to abide by him. Because if you get left behind, there's only two ways out of the Great Tribulation. You understand that? Death or the mark. And so anyways, here's something that's also important, because the WHO meeting is still conducting. The one on the 27th did not go. So they are still trying to make a treaty come to fruition by June 1st. Okay, so during the annual meeting of the World Health Organization held this week in the city of Geneva, Switzerland, and remember, that's also where CERN started its big ordeal in Geneva, Switzerland. A proposal for a resolution by several Arab countries was put to vote dealing with the situation in Gaza, the occupied territories of Judea and Samaria, the occupied Golan. The proposal states that Israel is responsible for the fact that the health system in these areas is collapsing, and it is systematically damaging medical facilities. In order to deal with the decision, Israel's delegation to the UN institutions in the city put to a vote an amendment to the same proposal, which includes a section calling for the immediate release of the abductees in Gaza and condemns Hamas's use of hospitals' ambulances for its purpose. Although the requested amendment was approved by the plenary by a majority of 50 to 44, a number of European countries that until a few years ago was considered friends of Israel refused to vote for it. Belgium, Norway, Slovenia, and Ireland did not agree to support the amendment requested by Israel, in which the same call is requested for the release of abductees. And remember that June is Pride Month. Pride before the fall. I've always said that. Pride comes before the fall. And the big thing is we see where we are at. We see the basket of summer fruits. With in Amos 8. And then we see these the different events that's happening in spring. More than likely spring feast. You spring up out of the grave, right? And then the fall of mankind. That's next, because you have to remember, Israel technically has only two seasons, summer and winter. You have the rainy season, and then you have the dry season. The dry season, is their harvesting season, and when they're able to plant, and then the rainy season when everything grows, which is considered their winter. So I just wanted to drop these few lines, guys. We are in such serious crunch time, and I wanted to let you know I'm going to be gone all weekend. I'll be back Sunday evening, so I'm not going to be, responding. I'm not going to be doing more videos until I get back. By the grace of God, I'm hoping that we're going to be gone by then. We're actually going camping, and I'm actually worried about it because it's supposed to rain, and I'm just praying that God's holds off, because if you guys could keep my daughter in prayer, she has reconstructive surgery June 10th, and she also has to see all kinds of specialists. She has a lot of health issues. She's 16. And then my husband, I took him to the doctor yesterday. We did not receive good news, like always. He does have a fatty liver, and they think he has high cholesterol. He's only 37. He has Crohn's disease. They think that's coming back. He already had 10 inches of his intestine and 4 inches of his colon removed when our daughter, right before her, 2 weeks before her first birthday, and she's 16. He's been doing fine, but he's starting to have problems again. He's getting a bunch of blood work done to see, what's going on. He has high blood pressure. His pancreas is enlarged, his spleen is enlarged, and his gallbladder is full of stones and needs removed. On top of that, he might need reconstructive surgery on his nose, and they are thinking he has sleep apnea. So our summer is booked full of appointments. God healed me from celiac disease and took away a lot of my nerve damage because of the car wrecks I've been in, 80%. I am truly believing that God can heal my husband and rejuvenate his liver and sustain him from his Crohn's disease, that we won't have to go through any more operations, that it will be healed. If y'all could come together with me in Jesus' name, I'd appreciate it. So, like I said, just keep us in prayer. Pray over this video as well. And just know that the time is so short. You don't want to get left behind, guys. There is nothing on this earth worth getting left behind for. Matthew 6:19-21 says, "Do not conform to the things of this world where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store your treasures in heaven, for where your heart is, there your heart be also." Okay? So I will see you guys there or in the air. God bless.